Good morning, traders. Venderman here with FuturestraderElite with your NQ pre-market prep on 12/23. We're going to jump in to some structure here. Get this chart pulled up. Excuse me. So here we are on the 1 hour. ATR is pretty low this morning in pre-market. I think it's around 3 on the 1 minute. 7 on the 5 minute. You know, it's not doing much. So getting real close here to the holiday, and we're sitting right here on the 1 hour trend line. You can see we got us an overhead 1 hour trend line here. And what I'm going to be looking for today possibly is if they do decide that they want to try to take this up, then this right here is about in line with this R2 pivot, which is 874. We're just under 700, so we're looking at almost a couple hundred points to get there. I think if we did, we'd get heavy rejection. If we were to get there and not get heavy rejection, that would tell me that they really do, you know, if they pierce through this, I'm going to start thinking, okay, they might really be thinking about putting in an all-time high by the end of this month. Because if they can pierce through this zone, we still have a lot of overhead resistance to get through if they think they want to try to do that. And what I mean by that is if we do pierce through the R2, the R3 is up in this area, which is a whole lot of resistance that we've talked a lot about this last couple weeks. You know, this red box up here would be our line in the sand. If it did get up here, that's around, let's check that and see where we're at up here. That's from about 95 to 125 or so. If they can get up there, and it don't reject, then you know, if they get up here, consolidate and push higher, we're going for all-time high before the end of this month. And it don't have to happen today. It could happen any day between now and the end of the month. So just remember, if they get to this zone and they consolidate, expect to push higher, because all-time high is right up here, this red line. They can consolidate, push, or they could get up here and pierce all the way through this. You would preferably want to see them consolidate, though, because if they find enough buyers that they're going to just push straight through all this resistance like it's not even there, you're going to have to tread lightly, because when they do decide to reject somewhere or pull it back, it's going to pull back hard and fast. And you don't want to get caught on the wrong side of that play. It really determines how they get there and what they do when they get there. If we can get here and consolidate quite a bit before the push, then we can be building a new support base right up here. But let's say they pierce through this and get to, say, this yellow line up here at 26.4. You could see a hard rejection straight back into that zone if they get there fast instead of consolidating somewhere. Okay, so that's just an overall outlook that I'm going to pay attention to for the rest of this month. Now, as far as today, like I said, if we get to this R2 pivot, I'm going to expect pretty good rejection here. Simply because that's the area where we ended up getting this down move. Started up here, came all the way down here. That was several hundred points. And we might not even get there. You know, like I said, the ATR is low. It's coming up right on the holidays. A lot of people might already be traveling. Got other things going on, so they're away from the trading desk to enjoy their time with their families. And so it might be kind of slow. And, you know, so now we're going to have to watch. If there's not a lot of liquidity in it, then are we going to bleed off some? We got this gap from where it gapped up overnight the other night. This portion still needs to be filled. It is from about, say, 595, 600 to 625 or so. Still needs to be filled. About a 25-30 point fill still needs to be done there. And then you got that S1 pivot sitting in there. Now, if we do get some more to the downside and we can get below this S2 pivot, what you need to be careful of is if they take this low out right here, let's draw us a line there. Let's put us a line, say this is about, let's say 460. We're going to put us a box down here. Instead, let's do a box and go from, we're going to go from 465 to 475. And then we're going to make that green. Say we get some downside here. That's going to be the line in the sand, especially for today. It's a couple hundred points down or better. You know, they need to protect this box and keep it to the upside, because if we lose that box, we could end up down here pretty fast. Like down here in this area. You got this chop here. I'd be saying if we lose that box, you might as well think we might be getting down here somewhere in this yellow line. As you can see, we got up in here, chopped a little bit, found base right here for that big push. So this yellow line is around 275, so just so you know. That'll be what we're looking at here on the downside, at least what I'll be looking at for today. I just don't know if we're going to get a lot of volatility today. Well, I have to wait and see when the market opens up here, a couple hours or so. Might be real slow, might be choppy. You know, I think let's jump over real quick and take a look at gold real quick, because they put in a new all-time high. All right, so here's our gold chart on the 1 hour. I mean, just look at this chart on the 1 hour. Crazy. Got up in here and look at this move. We got all these trend lines on this downside. We don't have any overhead trend lines. We got some imbalance zones here on the 1 hour that need to be filled, but gold don't move real fast. So I'm kind of wondering, though, we've been consolidating pretty hard up here at this R1 pivot, and then this yellow line is the high, all-time high. You see we got our golden pivot down here in this trend line at 444. I've been trying to keep up with the higher time frame on gold. It just won't bleed off on the indicators on the high time frame. It has been bleeding off on the 1 and the 2 minute, but you get on these higher time frames and the indicators, they're just staying steady in the overbought zone and just keep steadily climbing. You know, on the 5 minute. I'm going to grab this chart over here and bring this over here real quick just so y'all can see this. This is gold on the 1, 2, and this is the 1 hour. And look at this. This kill zone indicator has just been sideways, way overbought, but steadily climbing. And so I've been taking trades in this during the day and in the evening session. You know, just trying to catch what you're seeing here on the 1 minute. You know, really overbought. We got this signal here on this kill zone at 524, 4,524. That signal was put in on that candle, and we're down here at 519 where we just touched. You know, catching little scalps like that. on GC, and been trading a little bit of the micros as well, MGC. But of course, it moves awfully slow. You got to be really patient. That's a patient game right there. Get that out of here. Well, let me pull that back over here in case I need to. I was talking about this kill zone. This kill zone oscillator. This is the one on TradingView. You know, just in case anybody's watching that has it, and how I watch these signals here. You know, you can see, I mean, if you look at this 1 minute and this signal's put in, this ain't a signal. This is just early confirmation that there might be a reversal on the 1 minute. But if you look over at the 1 hour chart where my line is, my up and down line, you know, because it's global, I mean, it's not going anywhere on the 1 hour. But this can help you scalp on the 1 minute chart for sure. Look at, I mean, it drained down. Now you should expect, we're way in oversold on the 1 minute, so we'll probably get a bounce here, even if it's just 3-4 points. That's a lot on gold. You know, you're just trying to take base hits, not home runs. You know, one contract here up here's $200-300, even though it moves slow, and then you could be done with that account and rotate out to the next one. All right, I'm going to switch this back over to NQ real quick. I don't want to get too heavy on gold, but those are going to be our key areas for our range today. For me right now is going to be the R2 at 874, and then the S2, the R2 and the S2. I'm going to be paying attention to 874. I'll be paying attention to the 540 S2 pivot. I'm hoping we don't get down to this box. We get past this box, we're gonna be seeing a pretty fast down move, more than likely. That's all I'm going to have for NQ pre-market prep this morning. Hope you enjoyed. Come join the Discord for free. Join the FTE community, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great trading day, and great holidays if you're taking the rest of the week off. I will see you guys back either on Friday or Monday.